Ion Cutelaba taking on Jared Cannonier. Cutelaba minus 230 favorite, comeback on Cannonier plus 190. I also hate this line.
This is pretty much the same line, Paul.
Cutelaba, the only thing I'm sure about in this fight, or I guess not sure, but very confident in, is somebody's taking a nap in this one, and I'm not entirely sure which guy. It's Jared Cannonier fought his last fight at heavyweight, took on Cyril Asker, finished him in the first round. Before that, took on Sean Jordan, got finished in the first round, moving down to 205 now, taking on Ion Cutelaba, and Cutelaba, he gets hit a lot. That's the one thing I worry about.
He's got one hell of a chin, man.
He's got one hell of a beard, and we haven't seen that beard falter. He's 22 years old, so he hasn't taken the amount of damage necessary probably to be finished at this point.
Man, Misha slapped him around with some hard punches, and he took them well.
And he took some hard ones from Jonathan Wilson in his last scrap as well.
He took all sorts of hard punches. Listen, when you're going to pay yourself green, you're committed.
Yeah, that was very bizarre. I just don't really want to lay minus 230. I think I'm leaning towards Cutelaba here, but minus 230 against a knockout puncher, a guy with some power like Cannonier, who I'm interested to see how he looks at 205. It just screams red flag to me.
Yeah, I've never bet against Cutelaba. Certainly not going to start here. Line, not something that's great. Him inside the distance, interesting thing with that play is Cutelaba fights in the fire. He wants to close the... He's not the biggest guy at 205. I mean, there's the argument that he can make 185. His reach ain't big, and Jared Cannonier will be the bigger guy. When you see him against Misha Churkinov, Misha's a lot bigger than him. When you see him against Jonathan Wilson was fairly bigger than him. He's going to have the same problem here. But he closes that distance extremely well because he's just so wild and brute with... He just enters the pocket. There's really not much you can do. If you're that much more athletic than him, you can dance around him. But no offense, but Jared Cannonier is kind of a crappier version than Jonathan Wilson. Jonathan Wilson trains with Lorenz Larkin, has great footwork, trains at Millennia MMA, a great team of guys, and is able to dance around, but he gets hit and he gets hurt bad. I think about Jared Cannonier, and I think, can he take those same shots? And you really got to go back to that Sean Jordan fight, which, yes, Sean Jordan's a heavyweight, but the punch that knocks him out...
A guy whose legs are like two of your torsos.
Yeah, he
wrapped
played at
around.
LSU, right? 2 national titles.
Yeah,
guy's crazy.
Fullback,
and he does a backflip.
Yeah.
This guy hits him with like a half punch. Like it grazes off the top of his head, and Jared Cannonier goes down. When I think about how Ion Cutelaba fights, it's all grazes off the top of your head because he literally, if you want to watch a good boxer, watch Ricardo Mayorga. And he throws punches that are not real punches that any boxing trainer would ever teach you to throw, but it chops off the top of your head. It hits you in the side of the ear. It comes off your arm and it hurts. And he knocks guys out. And I think of Cutelaba, he's so wild like that. He does the same thing. He just throws whatever. And if you can take it, you can go the distance with him. But if you can't take it, he's going to fold you. What I've seen from Cannonier is that I don't really think he can take the shots. Take that in the fact that he's had 2 fights in the UFC. He's been injured a fairly good amount, so he kind of comes in and out of the UFC. And that last win over Cyril Asker, that was the worst, 2 worst guys in the division fighting to see who's the real worst.
But now he's moved down to another division.
I think
he's
Cyril
taken the
Asker,
time off since April, so he's probably taken enough time to, to cut down. It'll be interesting to see him at the weigh-ins.
You know who I think Cyril Asker is fighting now? Dmitry Smolyakov in the new fight of who's the worst guy in the division. So I just think he's operating at a low level.
That's on that Phoenix card.
Yeah.
Headlined by BJ Penn versus Yair.
Kutelaba's 22. He's getting better, as we talked about. I think he lands the shot. I don't love the line. I'm going to try to get him inside the distance. Yeah. And we don't have DK prices, but spoiler alert, he's going to be on my DK team.
Yeah. You need one of these guys, whoever you're siding with in this fight.
Well, one guy's never been knocked out before, so why would you side with the other guy, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll see what the prices are for those guys.
Yeah, well,
it could get interesting if Cutelaba is $9,000 and the other guy's like 69 or something like that. It's worth a punt.